What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again with a two-person, well, three-person if you count myself, panel here. We call ourselves the OG3. The OG3, baby. For another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. Guys, I have to tell you, Leo, I know you'd be thrilled. I'm growing a little bit of the scruff out. So, and I ran 3 miles a day, so my testosterone has never been higher because I'm growing a beard. I exercised, so I feel very manly today.
What was the purpose?
Wow.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to just grow facial hair and see how I liked it. I am kind of liking it though.
Okay, what was the real purpose?
That was it.
You have a date. You got a date.
Well, I do have a date, but I asked her. Well, I do have a date, obviously, but
you got a date.
But it's the second date, and I asked her. I was like, "Do you have a preference?" She was like, "I don't really have a preference." So I was like, "Do you like facial hair?"
Yeah, you have a date.
Yeah, on Sunday.
So that's why you going out the beach first. Did she tell you she likes it?
Which is, yeah, Polystone.
Did she say she likes the peach fuzz?
Yeah, she didn't say, because I asked her explicitly. I was like, "Hey, do you have a preference? Do you want me to have facial hair or not?" And I just wanted to hear your preference. She was like, "I don't really have a preference." So she said it's too early to tell. So
well, did you tell her
ask her no damn preference, bro?
Yeah, dude, bro, you ask her straight up.
You want to do?
Dude, does the lion ask for the sheep's opinion? Like, dude,
exactly.
It's true.
Don't ask no. Hey, would you like? Hell no. Be
well,
like,
I'm just curious. I was gonna do it either way. I was gonna do it either way.
I'll smack you if I wanted to. Just because I feel like it.
I can't put y'all on the same show together anymore.
Bro, you do the Captain Morgan pose, and you'd be like, "I'm growing a beard."
Right, true.
I was just like, "Are you asking me?" No, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm growing a beard. I will be a lumberjack by next week.
Yeah,
how's my manager Lane?
Bro, remember, what was it, Step Brothers at the end when he came in there like a man, like he had the axe. It was like
exactly, bro. That'll be me. I'll have a flannel and an axe.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I'm gonna do it, dude.
For activities.
I know, right? It's true, man. It's true.
Oh yeah.
But guys, all right, let's roll through the comments real quick before we get into our topics. We got a lot of really good stuff. It's pretty Queen Studio centric tonight, because they're the hot ticket right now. They have all, they're all the rage, as the kids say, because the Joker that they just dropped and the prices dropped. So we're gonna talk about what that means for us and collectors everywhere. But before we do that, Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. I really like that username. Wow. Like that. Max, I know, right? KG Collector, I'm hyped getting that Joker figure by dropping from 10 to... Oh, wow. KG said he's dropping your percentage, Leo, so I don't know how you feel about that.
I don't know the hell he ain't. He's raising that.
Yeah, I know. It's 20 now.
It's 20%. Just for saying that shit might be 25.
Yeah. Xander, what's up? Punisher. Yeah, we're going to talk about Joker for sure. Primetime reviews. Renz Tolentino, the artist himself, in the house. Rome Moreno messaged me. He's been in airports all day, so he's looking for some entertainment. Riley Reviews in the house. Riley, what's up, man?
Riley.
Dinesh in the house. Community Arcade. Hello, friend. Punisher, Absolute Irwin. Two Ferns. Let's see. Alvin J. Van Haynes. What is up, Van Haynes? Emmanuel in the house. Linda, Pennywise #1 fan. The Pennywise fan club president. That's Linda right there. Alvin J. Today the stream with Queen Studios representative. That is Sunday. Dinesh even corrected that. That is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hardcore Candy, what is up, fellas? Rome Moreno, Docinator, Joey in the house, DT Artman, and that's pretty much it right now. So, guys, now that we've addressed the chat, let's jump into the hot ticket of the evening. Like I mentioned, the Queen Studios 1/6 scale Joker. And for all you who are going to try, I changed my settings. So no longer can people message me and blow up my screen while I pull up Facebook photos. So, because Carlos and Mario, bro, did you see that? They were messaging me saying crazy shit.
What they say?
Like they were just, Mario was like, "Hey chat," like, "Hey guys," like kept messaging me while I had photos up on your stream, Leo.
Yo.
And Carlos was too. Carlos was saying like, "Oh my God." He was messaging me the whole time. It was so annoying. I was like, "Y'all are so annoying."
That's why you pan it out, bro, so they can't do it.
I know. But now I changed the settings, so it won't show up. So, okay, guys. So we got 3 options for this Queen Studios Joker after looking at this pretty thoroughly. So, Queen Studios Joker, they got a sculpted hair version, which you're seeing on your screen right now. That's about $290 for just the sculpted hair version and the accessories. Comes with a gun, some grenades, a knife, a magnetic base. Pretty cool for someone who just wants the sculpted version. You can also get a sculpted 2-pack, which we'll show. Yeah. That actually shows up for about $550, something like that, $525, if I remember correctly. At least that's the suggested retail price, right?
Yeah.
When we see it listed on Spec Fiction and when we see it listed on 1/6 Kit and among other places, that could change, right? Because they might factor in shipping. Who knows what it's going to ultimately be?
Yeah.
And then you have a rooted hair double pack, which is about $950, $950 US plus shipping and whatever sort of fee they tack on top of this. Because people have to remember this is not licensed in North America, so this is not going to be carried by Sideshow or other retailers in the US that don't carry unlicensed products. So guys, I'm going to start with Optical. Optical, I saw your preview video. I'm pretty confident. Are you feeling double rooted 2-pack? Is that where your mind's at?
As of now, it is. It is.
Applause, baby, applause.
Dude, so can we confirm it now? You remember our stream last Sunday? They were like, "Oh, what do you mean by competitive?" It's pretty competitive now.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Do you feel it's a good price? Like, do you feel it's a little too high, or
it's a little higher than I wanted to? But I understand. Like, it is warranted. Like, would I want it to be like 400? Of course I do. I think everyone does. But it is fine. It is Joker. So if you are just looking for a Joker, let's say you missed out on DX11 and you're in a budget. Let's just say you're in a budget. The 300 is fine. It's perfectly fine. It looks like a Joker. It looks great, better than any third-party Joker that you would ever buy. If you are feeling a little bit, like you want to spend, get the 2-pack. I think that's the best value if you get the 2, sculpted 600. I mean, you get this big ass diorama. So with that itself, I mean, that's pretty cheap. But hey, I know it's $1,000, and we don't know how much it is going to be for once it gets here. Hopefully, Big Bad Toy Store carries this because they do carry Queen. Hopefully,
so you think they will?
Do. Yeah, they do. I just checked all their stuff.
Okay,
they do. Because we don't know yet. Like this is we trust Queen, but this is 1/6. We don't know if the hand pegs are gonna peg into the to the hands. Like with 1/6, there's a lot of issues sometimes. So you want to get it from somewhere that you can sort of trust and not send it back to Hong Kong or something like that. So hopefully somebody, I know Spec is going to carry this, but we'll see. But dude, I mean, the price is pretty good in my opinion. What is your option? Buy a DX11? How much is a DX11? Like 1,000?
So for one.
Yeah, for one. That by itself is, or go third party. But if you go to the rooted hair, I mean, why would you need anything else? The only thing missing here is the eyes, the purse, in my opinion, because
I think they might have it.
No, they're saying it does.
John said no.
Oh,
really?
okay.
See, that's why it's so interesting, because it was funny. Like Bob Dylan sent me something today, Optical. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but where Queen Studios rep supposedly said it does have it. So that's why I'm like, we'll have to ask him on Sunday, because
it looks like the two head sculpt. The one is looking left, one is looking right, and it looks like he's flip flopping it. So, but John said like at least on Sunday he said it. Hopefully there is. That's a good surprise. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting. This is interesting because if you are a regular collector, so you're now asking yourself, should I jump on this, or should I wait for the retaliation of Hot Toys? Because I feel like it's coming too. I love Queen. I hope but they left a door open. They didn't do a single pack rooted. And that's where Hot Toys can come in with a sweet spot of $500-$600, one rooted, if they do it right. So that might swing the tide depending on if they're going to do it or not. So if Hot Toys, let's say, announce one, rooted 600, now that they've seen what they do, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Hot Toys. They can come up with something like a diorama or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And they'll be like 500 rooted hair, single pack. So now it's a legit question. It's like, should I drop $1,000 for two or just 500 for one? Granting that they look the same, but it's all speculation. Maybe Hot Toys wouldn't do one. So it's tricky. Like we combine that with this is the first rodeo of Queen. You don't know where to order them. So it's kind of like, oh man, should I jump on this now? They said it's limited and all that stuff. So there's a lot of things to factor in. But at the end of the day, who am I kidding? I want to support John. He's a cool dude. So I'm going to get this 2-pack. So,
okay. So Leo, it's been about what, 48 to 72 hours since we last talked about it, right? So, oh no, because we had it last night. I keep thinking the show was on Wednesday. It's been about 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours. I don't know why I thought it was always Wednesday. But so Leo, how are you feeling now? Because I know you're pretty much on the rooted train now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go rooted. I think because it just makes more sense. Me myself, I don't like when I look at the sculpted, because the sculpt, the head sculpt itself is so perfect to me. The rooted, it stands out, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? It looks like it's the head that the hair, it just looks really like super gelled up, crusted, but it just looks too much. You know what I mean? Whereas when you see the rooted version, it just falls into place. Like that looks real. Like we're actually looking at a movie still right now. You know what I mean? That to me just makes more sense to me to actually have the rooted. And I like just the option of the 3-day, NRD that you actually put down a 3-day pre-order window. I like that. It makes perfectly good sense. You still have a chance to get the piece, so it's just by demand. It's not one of those things where it's going to be limited out the door. If you just have 3 days to mainly decide. But again, I like this piece, man. I like the simple fact that we do get 2 figures for that price, plus the diorama bases, magnetic stand, where basically you don't have to have the crotch grabber or the waist grabber. But here's the thing, Optical, because you make an interesting point, but here's where I think Queen Studios may win. The simple fact that the swap out hands, bro. No wrist pegs. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about those wrist pegs. If Hot Toys decides to do something like that, okay, cool. Also the diorama bases, also the simple fact that it does not have the crotch grabber or that waist. You know what I mean? So I think this would probably be more of an interesting choice. And you see that they're like, look at those hands, bro. Like the attention to detail with those hands. I can care less if they're articulated or if the fingers articulate. I don't care. This makes more sense to me. And I think right now, people are in that phase where they're looking for innovation. On top of that, like what? They're saying 6 to 8 months release on this, possibly. Like, this is what we're looking at. Hot Toys, can they basically say that they would do something like that and get it done within that window, that margin of time? I don't think so. So here and again, like I said, I mean, if Hot Toys releases one, then hopefully they can be that innovative and they can just push the button, because right now, Queens is coming out swinging. You know what I mean? And this piece, and like I said, I know we take one figure at a time. You know what I mean? Just one figure at a time. I'm not looking beyond this one right now because I wanted. We talked about this. I was waiting to see if we get a DX. I was hoping that they would do a re-release. We were talking about it. I asked you, Optical, since you persuaded me to get that the tumbler, and Will got it too. So obviously it was a filtered down type of situation where you persuaded me to do it, and then all of a sudden Will did it. And you're not smiling
Domino
because
effect,
it's true.
bro.
Domino effect. So that's what I'm saying. Like with this piece, it's more. I can't wait, bro. Like to have this with that base, knowing that you get a diorama and you get 2 figures, like that is effing incredible, bro. Plus the detail on that. I was talking to Luminara on Figure Flex Friday. She was like, even the stitching. Because most of the time the stitching is like really big, but this is like micro stitching on that. If you look at the version with the vest, and the shirt itself, that's micro stitching, bro. Like that's the way you would actually stitch.
That,
yeah, like if you look at the detail on that, it's micro stitching. It's not as big. It's nicely done on the vest and the shirt. So I'm like, yo, the tailoring, they nailed it. My thing is, again, articulation. I'm not too worried about it because it looks like it moves the right way. I'm not worried about doing anything outlandish. Because this, as a Queen Studios piece, bro, this is a grail. It is. It's a grail piece. Because if they release this, bro, I bet you Queens won't do a re-release on this.
Yeah, they might not.
I'm willing to bet. They're not going to go back and do a re-release on this. But this piece looks phenomenal, bro. I can't wait to get it. So Will, you didn't have to persuade me. I had Toya already in my ear. This one was on Toya,
not me.
Yeah, she was already in my ear about it. And it just makes the most sense. It looks good, bro. It really, really looks good. And I can't wait to pose him. Oh, man. Bro, can you imagine? Like just creating, like just oh, look at that. Go back on that real quick.
Oh, is it the tight shot here?
Yeah, look at that tight shot.
But that's the sculpted one. Yeah.
Do they got the rooted or no?
I don't think they have a rooted that close.
But that's the sculpted, but that still looks good. Like it still looks good. It's just that I would prefer the rooted hair and all the accessories that come with it, the detail with the accessories. I mean, man, like you can't go wrong with this. And here's the thing, like Loco pointed this out. I think it was either Loco or Shane. I think they pointed out that this does say the Black Knight on the Dark Knight trilogy. So that means, are they going to actually go ahead? Because I think somebody else said that they're going to release a Bane.
Yeah.
And are they going to go down? Are we going to get a Selena Kyle possibly from it? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to actually, seriously, are they, if they did that, you know what I mean? Imagine if they gave us a Scarecrow, bro.
I think they're going to give us a Bane, right? Optical, didn't he say
Yeah,
that?
he told us he's going to give us a Bane, and they're planning to go deep on Dark Knight. It's one of the licenses that is, he said anything beyond Dark Knight, because it's really popular in China. So
yeah,
they're probably going to go deep on this one.
They're going to go now. Are they going to give us the Batman at all?
That's a good question.
I think they will.
I think
probably
they
with
will.
rooted hair. Yeah.
Probably with rooted hair. So I mean, it's that's what I'm saying, bro. So many possibilities in this innovative. Like, I mean, they'll have my money. Like, literally, they'll have my pre-order already. Number one. But yeah, like, this thing is decent. Like, they say that you're gonna have two, bro. And I know people are probably worried about the rooted hair. Is it gonna look a mess? Nah, I think with Queen Studios, they're gonna pay attention to it, and it'll be packaged nicely done in a box. You won't have to worry about it. So yeah, I'm on board, bro. I'm definitely on board with this, man. I cannot wait until it releases.
Me too, man. I think I'm with you though, Optical. I do understand what you're saying. Maybe it's priced just like a little too high, but I think it's in the sweet spot where it's like it's in that acceptable threshold. It's not outrageous. It's in that acceptable threshold where you're like, it's a little more than I want to pay, but it's Joker. So I don't think they can pull this with every figure.
No,
I don't think they can. Yeah,
and it's true what Optical said in the very beginning. It's like, you know what? If you get the DX version right now, that's like almost $1,000.
Yeah, and this is much better. This is much better.
It's much better, and you're getting two for the price of one with the diorama base and all the accessories. So it makes more sense.
And supposedly, what they said layout too is it's real wood on the base there, and then I don't know if it's die cast for the prison bars. I doubt it. That would be a lot of metal. But I know the gun is. The gun is die cast.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, man. Just looking at this 2-pack, man, that's just beautiful. That's but it was funny. Like, we got to hit some super chats real quick because Carlos dropped a bunch, of course. Carlos said, thanks so much, Carlos, by the way, man. He said the 2-pack rooted after the 30% bump in shipping would be around $1,250, $300. But I don't think it's going to be 30%. That's pretty severe. Do you guys think,
if you're factoring tax, because tax in Illinois is already 10.5.
Yeah, but Spec doesn't charge tax as far as I'm aware. So, and 1/6 kit will also have it, and he's in China, I think. So, and those are the two places I'm going to be looking. Kit's already said it's going live at 10 a.m., I guess Hong Kong or Chinese time, whatever, which is like 10 p.m. our time on Sunday. So I'm going to be on the lookout. You got 3 days. That's what I love about this, though, to be honest, because you guys are right. It's limited, but it's also available. Yeah. Like, it's not like you have to be online and get it in the first 5 seconds or it's gone. Like, it's not like JND, which sells out in 30 minutes. You have 3 days. You have 72 hours to get this. And I don't know. Do you guys, would you still pay $1,250, $300 shipped out the door? Would that still be reasonable to you?
I mean, bro, when you're looking at the simple fact that, number one, how much did we pay for how much did we pay for the Revan?
Oh, it was $260 just for shipping. Yeah.
Exactly, just for shipping. And here's the thing, like I said, I mean, you got time to do it. If you do it like I said, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm gonna go with a payment plan for this option.
No, Spec Fiction has them, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a payment plan for this, and I'm just gonna pay it out like that. It's the safest mode for me to actually do it, and as long as I do it right, I'll be cool. You know what I mean? And I think it's for me, I can justify something like, but at the same time, it's smaller than the statue, so it might not be that pricey when it comes to shipping.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? So we might not have to worry about those prices, but man, yeah, I'm definitely in on this piece. You know, now here's the thing: because they're going deep on the villains, are we going to get a Dark Knight? Are we going to get a Dark Knight? And if we get the Dark Knight, are we going to get rooted with that? You know what I mean? Because would it make sense to do that? I don't know. Maybe they're just going to go deep on villains, but it makes sense if they do it. I mean, I'm all in. But
yeah, maybe we finally get a Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, or a Scarecrow.
Yeah,
you know, finally get a Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Like, I mean, I think it would be very interesting if they did that, bro. Like, I mean, it would make sense. Now, are they going in on the vehicles though? Are they just going to basically just do?
I don't know if they'll do the Tumbler, but I think they're going to do the new Batmobile.
They're going to do the new Batman.
Yeah, because the Tumbler they might have already just conceded that.
Now they're planning to do a Bat Pod.
So. Oh, really? They are going to do a Bat Pod?
They're going to do a Bat Pod.
Wow. Okay.
So let me ask you a question then. If they're going in on the Batmobile, and I guess they're going to give us a Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
You think they're going to give us a Selena Kyle?
Someone will. Hot Toys or them. Yeah,
I hope
someone
they do
will.
it first.
Maybe both. So
I hope they do
Queen
it
will do.
first.
Queen will probably do a Selena Kyle. At
I hope they
minimum.
do it first.
Yeah,
I hope
They
do it
might.
first. Yeah, that'd be
and
good.
give it rooted hair. Rooted
yeah.
hair on all figures.
Because they,
Yeah.
John said they have no license right now. I mean, they got Warner pretty much, but they're open to anything. So I guess
Yeah.
like whatever Hot Toys is not gonna do, they'll pretty much do it.
Yeah,
You know, as
Right.
long as
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it makes sense too.
Optical. So to move on from this one, would you still be in for after shipping and tax $12.50? Is that
I can make an exception for Joker.
right? You wouldn't do this for Legolas or Gandalf.
Yeah, not for Legolas. You know, Legolas I
No.
wouldn't even buy for 500. Honestly, Legolas, my max with him would be like maybe 350. You know,
Right.
with rooted whatever. But with Joker, I'm willing to make an exception for Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a beast of his own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all desperate for a really good Joker 1/6 because Hot Toys made the last good one, which was 10 years ago, and it's pretty dated now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would just suck. Like if all of a sudden Hot Toys come up with their own. I mean,
I know.
again, and then it's like 600. It'll be like,
And I just have a feeling it's going to be rooted. I just think-
they can't,
yeah.
Hot Toys cannot release one who's not rooted at this point.
They
would
can't.
they'll look silly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, dude, what are you? What is this? 2010?
Yeah,
they got it.
They're not good with rooted, bro. Hot Toys is
Yeah.
not good with rooted. Like they are not good with rooted. So
Yeah.
I
John
don't know.
supposedly Carlos said John also said the wrists weren't seamless. So I guess we'll see. We'll watch
Yeah.
John
Which
on
wrist?
Sunday.
On this one?
I don't know. Did he say that, Optical?
I don't remember. I think I don't know. He said like he doesn't know or something like that. Because
Gotcha.
we thought initially like it was seamless, the wrist, but
Yeah. Carlos also said, Carlos, thanks so much, man. Big baller spending over here. Josh from Comic Concept says the 3-day pre-order is only for Queen Studios. It would still be widely available after that from other retailers. I don't think it will be widely available because I think people will buy it pretty quickly. Like, I think there will be a limited amount of stock they can get, and I think it'll be gone pretty fast after 3 days.
Mhm.
That's my estimation. Even with the high price, like you guys said, because it's Joker. It's
Yeah.
Joker. If it were any other character, yeah, it would sit a while. But if it's Joker for that amount, people are desperate for a good Joker in 1/6.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna say this is a buy for all three of us. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's definitely. But I mean, because I've wanted one, bro. We've been talking about this, and the thing is, I think Hot Toys missed their opportunity on it. Honestly,
Yeah.
they can still release one, but you know, if they do a re-release, is it going to really be that good? You know what I mean?
so when is the pre-order going to drop? This
Monday.
Monday.
If
Sunday
I was
night
Hot
for
Toys,
us,
I'd release one either tomorrow or Sunday.
I know they need to.
Yeah.
They need to
They
act
needed
fast.
because otherwise, if people commits to this one, then you know, I mean, it's a wrap. They can't take.
Right.
I mean, they could take their NRD, but highly doubt it for $1,000.
I think they kind of missed the bus on that. They should have did it this week. Instead, they gave us Gilgamesh 20. So that if they did,
Well,
if they
it's
would have
true.
basically, there's literally like
Yeah.
they had an opportunity to do it this week. Like they could have, but they could. Here's the thing: is like you do that, but then you give us Gilgamesh, a figure that we didn't really expect to get, and is it really, really high on everybody's radar right now?
Nah.
No, it's not. I mean, and the thing is, I like the movie and I like the figure. Don't get me wrong, but is it high on people's radar when you have something like that? And bro, how many weeks? It's been what, 2 weeks that we've been talking about this thing now?
Right.
And they
Yeah.
had the opportunity to say, "Oh, we need to do something now." Like not yesterday, but now. So I mean,
Right.
unless they just have the full confidence that they can still do something like that, this is challenging, bro. This piece right here is challenging, and for it to drop last night. By the way, Queen Studios, thank you for doing it and dropping it last night while I went live, because you just gave me so much opportunity to really talk about this figure. It actually consumed the entire show.
It did.
But I'm literally like, bro, the time would have been now for them to do it, and maybe there'd have been some consideration. But if they're going to do it, it can't be the same figure that they dropped 10 years ago. It has to be something more updated, more up. You know what I mean? They have to show something that's more innovative. Right now, Queen Studios just dropped the mic and said, "All right, I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you to do it." So I don't know, man.
All right, let me ask both of you though. Like,
Ooh.
if all of a sudden Sunday Hot Toys drops one, like 7 p.m. Sunday, looks like this, but just one for 600, would that sway you in the other way?
Dude, that's a tough. That's Hot Toys' only strategy right now.
Yeah.
If they
Win on
do
the
that,
price.
they're gonna put everyone in a tough spot. It would depend. If it's this good,
Let's say it looks
Yeah.
like this. Maybe take out the big ass diorama. Maybe
Yeah.
replace that with another diorama. I don't know. Manhole cover.
and I don't think it would be 600. It might be 450.
maybe 500. Let's do
Yeah,
500.
yeah.
One rooted. Maybe let's say slightly less than this.
Yeah,
Would that sway you?
it might. But this looks so good, man. It's hard to ignore this. Like,
It will not sway
Yeah.
me whatsoever. It will not. I'm already actually deep in this because when you look at it, they're not here's look, important factors. They're not going to give us the hands that detailed. Those hands are detailed, bro.
Right.
When you look at those hands, that's incredible. The tailoring on this suit is incredible, bro. Like literally, it looks like you are looking at Heath Ledger right now. Like come on. I mean, the accessories alone, the diorama base, the magnetic stand, they're not going to give us a stand. So pros and cons, like weigh them. You know what I mean? They're not going to give. We're going to still have that same old damn crotch grabber and the waist grab. Like what the hell? Like, come on, man. Something different, and you have the chance to do it. But I think you just missed the mark on it. So once this drops, and if you try to do it later on in the week, yeah, you're reaching at that point. Like you're really reaching at that point. Now you might still have your loyalists.
They can't wait till after Monday. If they do, some people are already going to pre-order this, and they're going to be deep
and damn sure Wednesday, because once that 3-day window is closed, people are already committed.
Right.
So I mean, you can't wait till after that.
Yeah, they gotta drop one now if they're planning to even compete with this.
Right.
ASAP. Like it has to be done like tonight or tomorrow morning or some shit. Like they better drop something that's more interesting, bro, because right now those hands are being shown. You know what I mean? Like straight up
literally.
Queen Studios is like the dude, what's the guy with the meme? They're like,
oh yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it is right now. Yeah,
that is how it is right now, bro. And this 2-pack, like literally, bro, like we would, because again, we've been talking about this basically for a couple weeks. What's the price? Everybody was waiting to see that price. And remember, it was a sour taste when we dropped it yesterday. It was like, yeah it's going to be this much, but not being able to read Chinese, I couldn't read it. I didn't know that it said 2 figures. So I'm like, okay.
Why did you guys call me?
I know. I should have called you Optical.
It would have made sense. It makes sense now. So,
well, Ladies Man dropped a good comment layout too. This one's releasing in 6 to 9 months. You're going to get this one a lot faster.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot Toys is probably going to take you 2 years.
So what's the release date on this one?
I don't know if they gave us one. They said about 6 to 9 months, though, I think. So maybe it's like by the end of the year.
That's like Christmas, bro.
Right.
We're used to 2 years, man.
Yeah, we're used to like 2-3 years. Loki's going to be like 3 years at this point.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
6 to 9 months, you can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that. And to know that you're getting quality, bro. Like literally, you are getting quality.
Look at those hands, man.
Those hands. That's the winner for me, bro. Just the hands. Look at.
Is that magnet or?
I don't know. I don't know if it might be a peg.
Because normally they start at the elbow. Remember?
I think that looks like see the circle in the middle. That looks like a peg hole to me.
Okay.
Because someone asked me that. Someone asked me, like, do you think the arms are going to be magnetic? And I was like, I don't think so. Those look like peg holes to me. But that's why it might be a little tricky, because with the sleeves, you're going to have to roll them up and get the arm in. It might be a little bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But
unless they're soft.
Like,
it's still going to look good. And it, bro, like I said, just the paint detail on that. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, you can't. That right there. And you know what? Literally, I can't even wait to see the packaging, bro. I want to see the art box.
Yeah. I guess it'll be maybe 2 boxes. I don't know. Well, because you got that big ass diorama, so like I don't know how they're gonna do that.
How they're gonna actually get it in, unless they just have it at the bottom, figure on the top like they normally do, like Hot Toys does in a box, stuff like that. But yeah, it would definitely have to be 2 boxes, because it's not going to be 2 figures side by side in a clamshell, not something like this. Like the presentation, I think is going to be 10 times better, bro.
And dude, honestly, I just love that pose. Very simple, but with the money around him, with the knife, that's fucking perfect, dude. Like this thing is just awesome.
It's a phenomenal piece, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, and all 3 of us are in on this one. But before we move on to the next one, Carlos has said, if Hot Toys drops a 2-pack with a purple coat, rooted, and bank robber, then I'll cancel. If not, I'm going deep with Queen Studios. I don't think they're gonna do that, though.
No, they're not gonna do that shit.
But that's a good option. Maybe Hot Toys drops a bank robber Joker, then you're like, okay, cool, I can get that one too. I can get that one, or or Nurse Joker. Everyone's been talking about Nurse Joker for years. So I don't know if I would get Nurse Joker, but I don't know if I call her it'd be out there. He'd be out there. Let's say that.
Yeah, this one right here is a winner.
Yeah, Carlos, thanks so much, man. But guys, we're gonna circle back around to the Queen Studios thing, but I want to talk about Optical's figure, because
that's my uncle, man. Why are you messing with my uncle?
I know it doesn't really look like you to me.
No, it doesn't.
But But guys, let's talk about this because Leo, you had referenced this a little bit briefly because I know
Yeah.
you're a bigger fan of the Eternals than myself. But
Yeah.
this figure honestly just came out of left field to me.
Yeah.
I expected maybe an Icarus with Athena and that's it. I didn't expect a Gilgamesh at all. But like you said, it made sense because if they're
it's
already going to make
companion.
Athena, might as well give her a Gilgamesh to go along
Yeah.
with. And I guess maybe they still give us Icarus and then call it a day on Eternals. I would think.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like this figure? Are you going to get it?
See, the thing is, I am getting Athena,
Mm-hmm.
and because of the completionist type of person that I am, I'm going to get it, but I'm not. It's not going to be first draw because I got a feeling that it's going to be available. Like it's going to be an available figure for a minute, for a
Mhm.
while. So I know I'll probably get it, but I'm not just going to jump and get it. You know what I mean? But that's not to take away from the simple fact that sculpt is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like this piece is phenomenal. Where they missed the mark was the 270 with minimal accessories. Just that, just the clear effects pieces on the arm. That's where they kind of missed the mark on that. 270. Yeah, nah. I'm not really feeling that. It just doesn't make sense. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. But I mean, it's a phenomenal piece, man, and they knew what they were doing when they released it. I just, again, with like minimal warning, and they basically released it before Icarus. Yeah, you know what I mean, that's the thing is, it's like, okay, but I mean, it makes sense. It sort of makes sense with Athena, you know what I mean? But again, it out of all figures as of right now, and I think basically where the downside to this was, yeah, you released it, but then at the very next day you put out that disclaimer that we're not going to see Loki until next year, possibly. So all the attention is pretty much off of this right now, but there'll be people that will buy it. But I mean, again, you know what I mean? If anything, bro, you give me a Wong and I'm all in.
Yeah, Wong would be better. I would have
Give me a
preferred
Wong. If you would have gave me a Wong from Strange, bro, I've been wanting a Wong for so long. Like literally, and that rhyme. Wong for so
Wong
long.
for so long.
Yeah, I've been wanting that for so long, man. Like seriously, you give me that and I'm all in. You're already giving us, come on, man. You already know what we're getting. I can't wait till that drops.
Mm.
That was already paid off, by the way, too, Will.
Nice. But like you are right though, Leo. This thing has been massively overshadowed by the Joker.
Yeah.
So Optical, do you have any interest in this figure at all in the Gilgamesh?
I haven't even seen the movie, but
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
It's on Disney Plus
I
now.
know.
But
I know.
Yeah,
because of you, Will. You keep on like bashing it, so I was just like,
I know.
watch it.
Optical just hasn't watched it. He'll probably like give it a 10. Like he'll be like, "Well, you're stupid."
probably like the best movie ever. Now
I
just
know,
don't wanna
right?
see it because of you.
I know.
But dude, like, it's funny because Hot was like, "Oh, you dropped Joker." Mm-hmm. Let me drop this guy right
Here's a
in your-
Gilgamesh.
in your
Yeah.
face, and I was just like, "Isn't this the guy from the train from Busan or something like that?"
Yeah.
But dude, but let's be on a serious note though, Will. When this was announced, you were just like, "Dude, this is why Queen Studios cannot charge $1,000 because the head sculpt is so damn good."
Right, it is.
Like the head sculpt, like forget everything else. I mean, 270, it's overpriced. It comes with nothing, and it's in a movie where there's we don't know if we're gonna get the entire team, whatever. This might be just a fan service for Asian market or whatever.
Mhm.
But dude, the head sculpt, I
It's
mean,
beautiful.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, that's basically what you're buying. The only thing is that how many people in the world would buy this for 270 because of this guy's head sculpt?
Exactly.
Local Lou even said, "Hey, I want to get the head sculpt to create Yakuza figure." The guy was just like, "He's Korean."
Yeah, that's true.
He is actually in Train to Busan, isn't he?
He is. He's
Yeah,
the
'cause
guy.
I remember watching that. Now that you mentioned that, I was like, he is in that.
He is
Yeah.
there. He's there. He's the guy who
That movie is
strong guy.
wild.
Dude. That,
Yeah.
It's really good though. You've
for a
seen it, Leo?
subtitle movie, and which I
Yeah.
normally don't watch. That's
It's
pretty good.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Really
yeah,
well
I
done.
mean, 270.
Yeah.
I'd rather
270.
get Harley Quinn, the one with a lot of joints.
And what do you think, Optical? This thing is going to crease like a bitch. It's
Oh, it
gonna-
is. Yeah. It
I
is.
mean, look at that. Already is creasing.
It looks forgiving
Yeah.
though. I mean, it looks like a thin material, maybe. That
Yeah.
will just bounce back, but still, I mean,
But
270
literally his
comes with
only
nothing.
accessory is some plastic
Some plastic
forearms.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're paying for the sculpt.
Yeah, you are.
They
but-
basically didn't remove the plastic. You know, when you first get the Hot Toys, plastic.
That's all it was.
That's it. Yeah.
They took the
Yeah.
Iron Man comic technology and just put it on his forearms.
Mhm.
That's what they
Yeah.
did, bro.
Yeah.
But it's a good. I mean, I can't deny the head sculpt looks incredible. But it's just it's not a figure I'm interested in. But some out there. But you're right, Leo. I think this guy's gonna sit for a minute.
Yes, it's going to sit a little bit, bro. I mean, you
Like,
can't,
look at Endgame. All the Endgame figures are sitting, and they should be in much more demand than this. Like, Battle Damage 85 is going to sit, and that thing is way more popular than this could ever be. Captain America's sitting right now. Like, all of Rescue is way cheap. Thanos is cheap. Like,
Yeah.
Professor Hulk is already 10%.
Yeah, he's
off
already
free
discounted.
shipping.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so like, and because they waited too long, man. It's been 3 years since
They
Endgame
waited
came out.
way too
Like,
long.
it's
to release those
and
movies,
Loki's gonna
bro.
drop. Loki's gonna sit like a bitch too, because he's gonna be out like 3-4 years after the movie came out. I mean, it's like I'm gonna get
Hype
to
is
him,
gone.
but
What was the first figure released from the Endgame line?
oh, that's a really good question.
Probably Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket maybe.
It was either Rocket. I'm trying to think. What was the first official figure released?
So
from
I
the
know
Endgame
that's
line?
the first one who went like 140 on Tim Cent or something. Then
What about regular Mark 85? No.
maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That could wait because I think the Mark 85 came after Rocket.
I think
That
it
was
might
released-
be Rocket.
Yeah, I think it's Rocket.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then Rescue came out pretty early too. Right?
That's like the weird decision.
A lot of people are like Captain America. It could have been in game because you know what? You might even be right because it was released on Toy Fair. That was pretty much the first.
That's true. That's true.
So
Yeah.
it could be Cap.
That's like a trivia question.
Yeah, it could be Cap.
Yeah, it's true. But this Gilgamesh, man, it looks good, but
Yeah, it does.
I don't see a lot of hype for it. But yeah, I don't know. It's still a good figure. But guys, let's move on to our last figure of the evening
Man, you
before
didn't give it no love. Go ahead.
I know. I know. Before we move into like the big picture stuff, this is kind of not being talked about as much. This is the Queen Studios. They dropped the Batman 3rd scale statue. I think it's because the sculpt is not perfect. Like the cow version looks really good, and also the base is very controversial. He's standing on his car, so like he's standing on a mini version of his car, and people don't seem to. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. And people don't seem to really like that as much. So this thing is, about $1,500 from Spec Fiction. I mean, that sculpt's not bad from that angle. It just depends on the shot. Like some of the angles, you're like, I see it, but it's like, I don't know. I would say this is like an 80% for the price you're paying. If you're gonna pay $1,500, this thing should look perfect. And I think with the base and with the hair, with the head sculpt, I think it's like pretty good. But I don't know if it's gonna be like an absolute grail. So Optical, I'll start with you on this one. You saw the Batman, you enjoyed it. Do you think this is going to be a good option for people? Because there's also Prime 1 too, even though it's sculpted hair.
Yeah. So far, the best one that I've seen so far is Prime 1.
Mhm.
But then again, that's Prime 1. We don't want to get jokered again. So you hold all reservation with Prime 1. Now, as far as this piece is concerned, John did address the base, and I think they're going to change it. Because we even joked around, it's like standing on an RC. It's just like, and they're taking all these. Apparently, it was like, oh, it's not final. We probably gonna make some modifications and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The head sculpt. See, again, Will, we talked about this. This is one of the reasons why Queen cannot charge $1,000 per figure.
Right.
This is not $1,000. Like if you shrink this to 1/6, I don't even think this is better than Hot Toys.
No.
Hot Toys is not perfect, but it's not that much better than Hot Toys. And Hot Toys is $300. The rooted hair, it's all right. I mean, I guess. Can it work for this figure? Sure. Is it necessary? Maybe not. Because Prime 1 didn't use rooted hair and it still looks good. I don't know. For $1,500, I think Prime 1 is a better value for now, up until it releases. For now.
Right. You never really know.
Yeah.
But Leo, how are you feeling about this statue, man? There's a nice little crotch shot here, but well, I'll change the picture. Leo, what are you thinking, man, about this base and the statue overall? Do you like the look of it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what it reminds me of? The head sculpt reminds me of if they actually released, like, say for instance, they released a Arkham Origins game, or basically like a Batman game, or Origins game, this would actually be one of the skins you would have to release. Like one of the skins, like this would probably be like a modified version that you have to actually release if you paid or if you got enough points. Nah, I mean, yeah, it's not. I think this looks more menacing than the actual actor himself. Like, like and the hair looks okay. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's definitely not on my radar. It's not something that I would pick up. Especially considering the simple fact that there's a 6-scale figure out there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at first. So it's not something that I mean, it's good for anybody else that would want to get it, but the head sculpt, of course, is not perfect. We see this. It can use some work. And again, I agree. Looking at this, yeah, I think that they should put more time into their figures and make sure that it lives up to that price. But yeah, it's definitely not something that I'm just going to jump the gun on. So I don't really need it.
Yeah, and it's a cool looking piece, but yeah.
Now the one thing that I'm looking at though, really quick, is why did they do that diorama base that way?
Yeah,
aesthetically it doesn't look nice.
No, I think they're gonna change it, like Optical said.
They would have
people hate it. Yeah,
bro, it looks like he's actually standing on a Hot Wheels car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like one of those little RV. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I agree, man. The base it's very jarring.
Yeah.
It's not a good concept. So I think they need to change it.
Yeah.
Plus,
And
Will, this is coming from a movie that's not as good as The Dark Knight. Ooh, we're gonna piss off some people again.
Oh, demonetized. Yeah, Leo, we got into a lot of trouble because we were talking about this in comparison to The Dark Knight, and people were just like,
"You guys have no idea what you're talking about."
Right? Yeah. At least with a few people, but it was fun.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. I really liked it, but it's
Riley just left the chat.
Yeah, Riley left the chat.
I'm not gonna make it.
I know. Carlos, thanks so much, Carlos. Optical, you missed a midnight talk with Will and I. Be better. Yeah, I know. He was working on his preview video, and Leo needed to be there. Yeah, Leo's got to join our midnight talks, man.
I don't want. It's nasty, but okay.
Yeah, it can get that way. But guys, let's get into like some bigger picture topics here, because I think what we're all thinking, this Queen Studios thing is taking the 1/6 world by storm, right? Like it's always talked about, like Leo said, for the last 2 weeks. Like it's been this Joker, what the price is going to be, what it's going to mean for us, what it means for Hot Toys, what it means for third party, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Like, because there's competition coming. It's already been shown. Like you said, like Leo, Queen Studios has dropped the mic. Like, and I think one of the questions we'll also get into is how is Hot Toys going to respond to that? But ideally, I think we all hope this competition should mean good things for us. But do you think, like, what do you think in actuality it's going to mean? Like, do you think it's higher prices for us? Like, are we going to get better products? Less? What do you think?
Higher prices. I think that, pretty much, competition spawns innovation, but also innovation gets pricey. Like if you want more, if you want better, then you're going to pay for it. And these companies know it. You know what I mean? Queen Studios is showing it. That price tag on it, even though we know we'll get it, it may still seem high for others, but you're paying for the quality of that figure. You're getting 2 of them. You know what I mean? Hot Toys was actually, and here's the thing is Hot Toys were giving us, they gave us that 2-pack Boba Fett. They're giving that 2-pack, Nightmare Batman with the black suit Superman. So they're giving us those figures at a reasonable price, but it is a delay in that. So even if Hot Toys decides to basically change their strategy and say, you know what, we're going to move up the dates, like as what's been rumored, they're going to move up the dates where you're not going to be waiting a year or so, whatever. They're going to try to do it within 6 to 8 months as well. Even if they did that, I think that, if the price you pay for it is going to actually increase, because yes, we're getting that, but at the same time, you're going to have to pay a price for it. So that's my fear, is that the competition it's going to get pricey, bro. Like, and again, we still haven't seen anything from JND yet. They talked about it, but there's nothing that's been released. And I got a strange feeling they're going to release some heat, but that price is going to be too hot for my pockets. So, you know what I mean? But I think, like I said, it's room. And I appreciate the simple fact that companies like, Queen Studios is coming out and they're challenging the competition. You know what I mean? I hope, now here's the thing is, like, I just hope they don't smother the little guy. You know what I mean? Because I still love So Toys. You know what I mean? I still love these some of these third-party companies. I'm still invested in it. So, but this right here is like, and I keep saying, like, knowing what we're getting from Queen Studios, you're not going to be able to, once you get it, I got a feeling that once you get it in hand, you're never going to see another figure the same way. Like, because I think the quality is going to be this. You might look at your figures differently and see, like, whoa. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to get too hyped, though, because this is just a prototype. Anything is subject to change. So I just got to wait. But I just think that, again, it's going to be risky. Yes, it's true indeed that we do see innovation. We see companies coming in and taking a chance and challenging, and we like it. We love it so far. We love what we see. But the downside to that is I'm just afraid that, it's really, really going to get pricey for a lot of people, and you may cash yourself out of this game, man. So I don't know.
So you think, there's a possibility of pricing people out with the more innovation?
I think it is. It's going to be one of those things. And I don't want to pay JND statue prices for a 1/6 scale figure.
Right.
I mean, that's the one thing I don't want to do. And I hope it doesn't lead down that road. But again, you got to look at it this way. If Hot Toys sees that something like this is selling at the price it's selling, what's going to happen then? They're going to probably be like, okay, well, we can justify us, paying or charging as much as we may charge. So we'll see.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So Optical, what do you think about this, man? Like, do you think competition is ultimately going to mean good things for us? Or do you think it's going to make things more complex for us?
For collectors, if we're talking about simply collectors, I believe it's somewhat of a good thing, because this Joker, it all hangs in the balance of this Joker. We already saw what they have to offer, and it's pretty much everything that we want to see from Hot Toys, but yet at a higher price, right? Like, we kind of put them together. You see innovation, you got to pay. But I feel like this is not going to work for everything. Joker is a massive exception for a $500 figure. You are not going to see this on Legolas, in Gimli or Keanu. You're not. No one's going to buy it. So Queen is going to set themselves up for failure if they price Legolas at $500. With that being said, I feel like this is good, because let's say Legolas comes out. Now, with this, it's going to change. If this is a hit, it's going to change how we see 1/6 forever. We probably have the end of crotch grabber, because Hot Toys now has to match this kind of quality to compete with them. Because I think now it's really going to be a decision to make, whether to buy a Hot Toys figure or a one-off. It's no longer dominated, I feel like, by Hot Toys, meaning, hey, here's another repaint of Iron Man, or here's another Spider-Man. You're going to buy it, because what are you going to buy? So Toys or third party? You're going to be like, all right, okay, I'm going to buy this. But now if you have Legolas at 300, for example, and you got Gilgamesh at 270, and Legolas offers this kind of thing, you would buy Legolas, because it's only $20 more. That's where I think it's going to, it's going to be a little bit, they'll make you choose. Well, what JND and maybe Queen is going to give you is an option to say that, hey, you don't really need to buy Gilgamesh. You have 280, just add 20. You can buy, this other figure. Now that works for collectors like me and, Leo, who has a diverse collection. But if you're into Star Wars, you have no option. You're just going to buy, you're just going to buy Hot Toys. But I think it's good for us in the long term, because we're going to have more selection, but it could also be pricey, because they're not going to go down. It's just going to keep on going up. And but selection is going to be much larger, in my opinion, for us. So be ready. Now is the time to not pre-order at all, because you don't know. You don't know if, like, if you pre-order these things and then all of a sudden Queen comes out and, you like that figure better. I was like, oh, you don't want to be strapped for that. So I think it'll be better in the long run.
Well, Queen is Optical. The way Queen's approached it, I think they did what Hot Toys has not done. They gave you an incentive to pre-order, because they were like, hey, we're going to put your feet to the fire and say, you have 72 hours if you want this, right? So that is something Hot Toys could do. But I don't know, because we've talked about a bunch how Hot Toys has no incentive to pre-order right now for anyone. But Queen literally just gave us one. So Optical, I know we all have the rule of no po, right? But Queen might start throwing this stuff out there and say, hey, if you want the exclusive rooted edition, you got 72 hours, you better pre-order it. So, and then you can't use your, no po strategy anymore, right? Because you're like, well, I got to decide. Like, I got to decide now.
It's Joker, though.
Yeah, but for Legolas, do you think they'll do that? I don't know.
No, that's the thing. I think this is a one-off. Like, you do that with Legolas. Was like, hey, if you don't pre-order in 2 days, it'll be gone. It'll be like, then be gone.
Peace.
Peace, Legolas.
So you think they have leverage because it's Joker?
Yeah, this is, they shouldn't get used to this, because people are just craving for a Joker, like a really good Joker. we're not, even though like we haven't had a good Legolas. He does not. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, as everyone knows, but they don't have the same impact as this Joker does. So they
Yep.
can't apply the same strategy for Legolas with Joker. Otherwise,
Right.
the people are
Yep.
just gonna laugh at them.
Right. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you got 50
You,
pre-orders."
you
in
missed the
2 days.
window, and I was just like, I was not looking at the window. Don't worry.
I was looking off in the other direction.
Yep.
But yeah, so guys, I got another good topic. But before we do that, let's hit Christy's super chat. Christy said, I would love to see more Star Wars. Hot Toys is pretty much all we have. No third party, no Queen Studios. There are so many holes in the collection. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because I think Hot Toys owns Star Wars, and what you're going to get is going to be from them.
Yeah.
So, and no one else. So even third party, they don't really touch Star Wars. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a Chinese market thing. They just don't think it's going to sell over there, so they just don't make it.
Possibly.
But thanks so much, Chris C. I mean, hopefully we get some good stuff. We also got Joey. Joey, thanks so much, man. Joey in the house, 199 super chat. Just because. Thanks so much, Joey. Ashley Chase. Wow. Thanks, Ash. $7.99. Thank you so much. Super sticker. So this is another really good topic here because we got to think about how JND is going to approach 1/6, right? Because Queen Studios just dropped an amazing Joker. They priced it at a point that's a little higher than Hot Toys, but I think it's reasonable enough. One, like Optical said, because it's Joker, and two, because the quality looks so quote unquote premium. I think J&D might take an even bolder approach. They might even say, we're going to give you something double premium. We're going to give you something that's, like Lael said, maybe premium in price too. Say maybe this Joker is like rooted hair, 500 a piece, right? 550 a piece. J&D might be 700 for one figure. Like, is that the strat? But like Optical, what you said, they have the luxury of sitting back and watching how the market responds to Queen Studios, and then watching, of course, watching Hot Toys and seeing how those two duke it out. And they said they're not going to see anything from them for 1/6 till next year. So they have a full year essentially to look at how the market responds. How do you guys think they're going to approach this? I'll start with you, Optical. Like, how do you think J&D is going to tackle this? Are they going to go premium, or are they going to like go what Queen's doing?
I hope I feel like for this to be sustainable, they have to go with what Queen does, because they have to understand they're not going up against a bunch of chump here. They're not going up against Asmussen 3.0. They're going up against Hot Toys and Queen Studios.
Right.
They're not going to be that much different from them, regardless of how good we think they are.
Yep.
Even if they're better, how much better? Double better? So they can't charge double if Queen is basically 500 for rooted hair. So what are they going to do? Give us a big base? You know, initially that's my thought. I was like, all right, are they going to make this like a premium kind of like, hey, kind of like Prime 1, you know, like how there's separation with statues. Prime 1, if you want something with a base, you go with Prime 1. You want something that looks like Hot Toys, you go with JND. You want something in between, go with Queen. So I feel like JND's only approach for them to charge a lot, they got to make it numbered, you know, like edition size, and give us a base that would make it look like a statue. But at that point, now you're going to be at $1,000. I might as well buy that quarter scale Batman from Queen. So I feel like for a business move, they just got to have to. It's all about price now, because they're going up against Hot Toys, and it's easy to overlook Hot Toys now because we're excited about Queen, but we sometimes realize that they're pretty darn good. You know, Hot Toys is no joke. If they want to sustain this business model, they have to be competitive price wise with Queen and Hot Toys. If not, they can make it up with. They're pretty good with head sculpt. Give us 2 head sculpts every single time, and be the same price. Give us an expression head sculpt, since that's your calling card. Because if not, if they price themselves, I don't care if it's silicone. We're 1/6 collectors. We don't care about those.
No,
They're gonna
it's
move.
too small. Yeah,
it's too small. And then we post them. It's not like a statue where, it's silicone, and then it just stays there forever. No, we move them around. We post them. Make it silicone. It's just, more danger of posting them. So if I was them, I would look at it and then look at the holes. It's like, they're only providing 1 head sculpt. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna price it like 100 more, but we're gonna provide 2 head sculpts, and everything has like purse or something. But yeah, if their thinking was like, we're just gonna blow the competition away because we're the best, I don't think that would work with Hot Toys and Queen.
So Leo, how do you see this going for J&D? Because like I said, they may be coming into the game too late. Maybe Queen Studios and Hot Toys already dominated the market, but maybe Queen Studios puts their flag in the market, and they say, okay, they plant their flag. They say they're established at this point in 1/6, and J&D's coming in a year later. So what are they going to do, right? What do you think, Leo? How are they going to approach this business wise? You think?
I don't know. See, I think the hard part though is price. And that's what I'm looking at. Like, I mean, everybody knows JND, not just for, the quality of the statues and, what they deliver there, but also those JND prices. So that's the thing. I'm more focused on that price. How is it going to look? How much is it going to cost? You know what I mean? Like, I can't basically say that I would put my stock in just the tailoring and just the piece itself, the quality. That price is going to speak, and they have to come out swinging saying, look, it's going to be competitive. But if you say it's going to be competitive, you have to give us competitive. Also, I mean, for me, I think it's, the quantity, how much they're giving. Is it going to be limited? You know what I mean? Is it going to be one of those? Because JND goes way quicker than any other company. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, once they release, it's gone within like 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, this mirror is already gone. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. We know that they can produce, and they know they can actually give us that realism. Because even like I told you, when I looked at this, this looks like something I can see in 6 scale. You know what I mean? That's right. Look, it looks like it's a 6 scale figure. But again, it's just those prices, and they have to be competitive. And I think that they're going to have to give us something soon, even if it's just a prototype. Even if they say, look, this is what you're getting next year. This is what we're putting into it, or behind the scenes, something like that. They're going to have to give us something, because, if you're saying that you're not going to release anything in for another year, and you already have like JND coming out swinging, it's going to be a forgotten thing. Like, people might, they might be forgotten. They might release then, and yeah, it's huge then, but that's giving, Queen Studio right now and other companies too much time to really capitalize. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just, to me, they really have to be smart on the measure of pricing and how long it's going to take. Like, as I'm pretty sure it's like, you have these companies who watch us, content creators, to see what we say. They're watching each other. You know what I mean? They're trying to see, okay, and I'm pretty sure that when Queens dropped this, or they dropped that Joker piece, JND was like, okay, what do we need to do? Because more of the attention is over there right now. Same as Hot Toys. The attention's over there. Sideshow, y'all ain't got no fight in this battle right here, so you might as well stop. Don't even try to get your hands in that, because you'll get your hands dirty for no reason. But literally, like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, we just have to actually see. But JND is going to have to make a statement. They're going to have to make a strong statement. But at the same time, price is going to be the most important thing, because if they price this thing out, then it's going to sit, knowing that Queen Studio is actually taking the advantage of being as competitive, but they're also giving us quality for those prices, and it justifies, and it's justifiable. Here's the thing, though, and this is another thing where they have to capitalize. JND, you can't treat this like it's a one, like it's a statue, a quarter scale statue. You're going to have to create some diorama bases, because these bases are boring. I'm not going to pay prices for a boring ass base, like, literally. You know what I mean? So you got to be smart about it. Don't just release these bases. Like, look at that. It's still boring to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's on a cube. That's you know what I mean? That's something we would basically get from Hot Toys. That's the Hot Toys. You know what I mean? So you're going to have, yeah. So you're going to have to give us something, like, literally be more innovative, because I'm telling you, Queen Studios is coming out swinging with a diorama base.
Yeah.
So come on, man. Like, yeah, it's you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Dude, and also for the JND fans, and there's I get that we're living off reputation here. They're pretty good. Let me ask you, if they make a Joker now and they price it at 1,000, how much better they can actually be with that Queen Studios Joker that you can justify paying $1,000 for one figure,
and
like,
you're getting two for that price. Yeah,
right. Like, how much better? Because if you're it's being synonymous with JND in quality, which I don't even know what that means when they say, oh, you're going to get quality. What does that mean? It's just like, because Hot Toys is pretty quality to me, but it was like, okay, how much better can they be with that Queen Studios Joker for them to price $1,000 that you would be like, you know what? I'd pay $1,000 for that with one figure. Like, I don't know.
I think that would be stupid, personally, for them to do that, because their half scale statues are 2,400 shipped, or about that, right? So if you're charging half that for a 1.6, I don't see that as, unless you're making 100. But I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's the reason to get into 1.6. Like, you and I have said Optical repeatedly. Like, I think the reason to get into 1.6 is appeal to a wider range of collectors.
Right.
And, like, again, you're just selling things at a premium price. Why not just stick with statues? Because that's that market. That is the premium market.
So let me, you put another head sculpt in that Joker and price it at 800. I'll still buy Queen
Yeah.
Studios.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
buy it.
So let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
What do you think would be a reasonable price, and what J&D should tackle basically when it comes to their one? What do you think would be reasonable that you'd be willing to pay for a
For
piece
one
from J&D?
figure, not a 2-pack.
For one figure?
I think tops 600. It depends on the character though. Joker, that might fly for 600, but if you make Paul Atreides for 600, that ain't selling. Like if it's J&D or not. That's or Legolas even. Legolas, Aragorn, Gandalf. Even DC characters. They make the new Batman and it looks really good. I don't think it's going to be twice as good as Hot Toys. That's the question, So I think for a normal non-Joker figure, even if you root the hair, 450, 500 max, and that's even appealing to a tough crowd because Batman, you're getting like the Batlight, you're getting Batman himself, you're getting like all this stuff for the 515.
Yeah.
So I don't for J&D to drop just the Batman with maybe limited accessories for 600, like that would be a tough ask in the market, don't you guys think?
For me personally, we all know they have limited license, both them and Queen. So they can't do Star Wars or Marvel. So they're stuck with Warner Brothers. If they're going to do non-Joker, 350 tops. If they imagine like, okay, we're going to showcase our skills with rooted hair and beard. We're going to do Aquaman. Aquaman's still sitting at Sideshow at 220. And then you want to charge 600? Good luck with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I 350 max. And Hot Toys is pretty good. The only complaint you have there is it's sculpted hair. You can't really move the head or the body. But keep in mind, these guys are used to making statues. We don't even know what material they're going to use. Are they going to move? Like they do that Aquaman. They might do a material that's so hard to pose that, it won't even move. Like the Joker is pretty straightforward. It's soft goods, kind of like what Lane has. But, like if you if you do something like, can they do an Iron Man? We don't even know that. It's like Hot Toys has been a game for so long that if they do an Aquaman, rooted hair and beard for 600, no one's going to buy that. Even for 5, no one's going to buy that.
And Gandalf, try charging that for Gandalf.
Even Gandalf, I guarantee you. The hype for this is because A, it's Joker, and B, it's the first time we're seeing something besides Hot Toys.
Yeah.
People are willing to buy Hot Toys DX11 for $1,000. So the hype is real because of Joker as well.
Because of Joker,
Joker's a unique character for sure. Like he's the one character you can get away with selling people a 2-pack for $1,000. You could not do that. Say you had Legolas and Gandalf 2-pack. It's not selling for $1,000.
No, it's not.
It's not. Like,
and I love Lord of the Rings.
Like I love Lord of the Rings too, but Joker is one of the most iconic. That's one of the most iconic performances of all time. Like, not that Gandalf and Legolas aren't, but it's just Joker is a different level. So guys, with that, I wanted to bring up something else in this too, because we just talked about the market, right? So we talked about Queen, we talked about J&D and how they're going to approach the 1/6 scale market. How do you guys think Hot Toys should respond to them? Like, do you think, because ideally I would think that we would say swift and decisively. We would say, Queen just dropped this Joker. It's fire, it's hot, people are wanting it now. So ideally Hot Toys should drop theirs like now, like before Monday. But how do you think Hot Toys is going to respond to competitors? Like, are they going to change at all? Because they don't really seem to adapt to the market or adapt to, maybe it's because we don't communicate and we have to always speculate, but they don't really seem to adapt to, they haven't been pushed like they're about to be pushed, but do you guys think, Lael, do you think they change in any way? Like, do you think they just keep doing what they're doing, or?
It's hard to say because, like I said, Hot Toys sometimes is pretty unpredictable. Like you just, like I said, again, they dropped that Gilgamesh for $270 the other day. You know what I mean? So I how they respond, they're going to have to respond really, really. I think it's just going to have to be diligent. They're going to be completely smart. And they have to find a way to basically draw the audience back, show some attention. Number one, engage. They're going to have to basically engage with the audience more because right now they're not doing so. Queens, they're doing that. They are responding. They are basically responding to certain questions and certain things that people have. How long? I don't know. They might actually just, fizzle up with that. But I know Hot Toys, I don't know. It's just one of those situations where we don't know how they'll respond. Like, we don't know, if they're going to just decide to, again, the one thing that they said they're doing, again, is like they're going to, shorten the release period. You know what I mean? So whereas it's not 12 months or it's 24 months or a year or two, again, they're going to try to shorten that. So I want to see how they're going to do it, because you say that now, but just a couple days ago, Loki was pushed to
Right.
December. So I don't know how you're going to end up doing that. You're making promises that damn well right now you cannot keep. There's people out there that I just brought that up. They're kind of pissed. Sorry, but that's what happened. They sent
Yeah,
out those
I'm one of
delays.
them. So
Exactly. They sent out those delays after people paid for them already and said, yeah, you're not going to see it until, last quarter this year. So again, I mean, they're going to have to respond in a way that like is completely transparent with everyone. You know what I mean? Pricing, better sculpts. I mean, because it what not I'm not going to say better, consistency with their sculpts.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Accessories, more accessories. You know what I mean? Like, and push up that release date. You know what I mean? Because you're starting to give us dioramas more so with these figures, and I like that. And the thing is, it's whatever everybody wants to say about it. I mean, come on, man. Regardless of this one figure that's been released from Queen Studio, you got to remember, Hot Toys has had a bone in this fight for a long time. You know what I mean? They right now, they've been doing this for years. There's no getting around it. They're the top dog right now. You know what I mean? Still, regardless, because the thing is, they're not chasing anybody. If anything, Queen Studios is chasing them, trying to make sure that they're a step ahead. So right now, Hot Toys has an advantage. It just depends on what they do, you know what I mean, to kind of sustain, their excellence. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and that's the way it is right now, like straight up. Like things can change. So they're going to have to really show some transparency. They're going to have to, you know what I mean, literally right now, start responding to customers, making sure that, number one, these release dates are shortened. You know what I mean? On top of that, when you're showing us these prototypes, make sure that prototype is something that you're going to release. Yeah, it's my baby right here, bro. This right here is crazy.
Yeah,
like this is Hot Toys at their finest, bro. At their finest. And they have the IP. They have Star Wars. So of course it's going to be a win-win for me. But at the same time, literally, when you show us these prototypes of these figures, you're going to have to stand by that and release them. Stop showing us shit and not releasing it, because it's crazy. Because if we think about it, just this week, I think it was just yesterday, or was it today? It was yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yost put out that video talking about how he's going to proceed with the Batmobile. He's going to actually go forward with it. His strategy, he said, because as of right now, Hot Toys hasn't done anything at all. So why should he stop? No, I think they showed us that picture. And right now, people are looking at Hot Toys with that type of cry wolf type of eye, where they actually put out something. We don't see it anymore. Like, I don't know if we're going to get the Batmobile, because time is ticking. They basically showed us the Bat Cycle. That's fine. But the car they never released. So what is that saying to other companies and competitors? Okay, right now, there's nothing that we need to basically do to kind of, take ourselves out of this fight at all. Yost is going to continue. The only thing is, if they decide to do it, that's when Yost is going to probably have to rethink that process. And I think still, in my opinion, he should have waited a couple weeks just to kind of wait and see what Hot Toys does. And if they don't release it then go ahead and say, boom, I'm going to do it. But right now, he's full steam ahead, and he's going to, I think, put up pre-orders pretty soon. So, but at the same time, that's these companies calling Hot Toys bluff. So, again, I think they're going to have to step it up.
Yeah.
But these two figures are mine, right? These two figures are mine, hands down. It's dope.
Yeah,
crazy.
For sure, man. I'm probably I already paid off Bo-Katan. I haven't upgraded Cosca Reeves, but I'm pretty confident I'm getting here. But Optical, what do you think, man? How do you think Hot Toys responds to this whole thing? Because this is new for them.
Yeah, by making more WWE figures. John Cena.
That they go after the WWE license.
They got John Cena and
could you imagine like WWE figures? Like they'll make like Stone Cold and
with all those joints exposed.
I know, right? It'll be like, it'll be all slender bodies. They'll be all small.
If I was from a business standpoint, I would sit back. If I was Hot Toys, I would sit back and watch this unfold first. Because like I said, Joker is a bad barometer for them, because people are going to buy that regardless. But what happens when you don't have Joker anymore? What happens when you release Legolas? Are you a real competitor to me? Because I think what happens when you have that Dune figure? Like, I've done this for 10 plus years now, and I've been really successful for that. You think you're telling me Legolas is gonna make my empire fall? Now they could.
Make my blood tickle? Nah.
It could, depending on the price. I'm telling you, like, collectors, this is 1/6. This is not statue. So it all depends on the price. Like, if Queen Studios does something good with this Legolas, and they kind of hurt the bottom line of Hot Toys, then they gotta start looking at different direction. Now, if I was Queen Studios, I would hit them in 4 places. The shipping, which is like that's the concern. It's like, oh, the turnaround time, make it faster. What's the other complaint about Hot Toys? They only make Star Wars, or basically Disney, Star Wars, DC, and Marvel. They're saying because they don't have those, they're gonna make other figures. The prices, people are complaining because Hot Toys raised their price by $15. Yet on Queen Studios, people are willing to pay $1,000 all of a sudden, because it's Joker.
Right.
But what if it's not Joker anymore? That's the real thing that Hot Toys needs to look at. So Joker is not a good selling point. But if Legolas, for example, those characters, if they make the collectors think of picking up Legolas instead of Gilgamesh, for example, or somebody else, then Hot Toys has to look at their strategy. And I was like, all right, dude, we can't afford making like 3rd-tier figures anymore. We can't afford like doing holographic Iron Man anymore because it's not going to fly. Instead of buying that holographic Iron Man, they're going to buy something that they might like, like, I don't know, Die Hard figure. Let's say Queen Studios did that for a reasonable price. Because Die Hard, even though a lot of people want to Die Hard, if they're priced at $400, I highly doubt people are going to buy that. There's a few select that would buy that, but it's not going to be, a threat to Hot Toys per se. So if I was Hot Toys, I'd sit back, watch your next release, and then go on from there. If you start hurting me, then I would add, like what does Really Collector wants? More accessories, 2 head sculpts, faster shipping time. Then I got to be more creative now. I'm going to stop making, different variants of Iron Man. Maybe I'll tap into my other license because people showed that we like Pennywise and, all these Hellboy and all that stuff. But yet they don't want to listen because why would they, right? Like, because I have no competition. But if Queen tackles that at a reasonable price, they're going to be forced to step out of their comfort zone and start making out, because they could. It showed Alita, if they want to, they can be really, really good. But they just don't want to. But now they'll be forced if Queen is really competitive. But it all depends on Queen. And how
you got a good point. Competition, like straight up, there you can't be competitive with just one figure.
Right.
Like,
Because
literally,
if Queen is not competitive, Hot Toys would be like, screw you.
We're gonna keep doing exactly what we're doing. Yeah.
Because you're not even.
I mean, because
one
figure, like, because Hot Toys is probably looking at, okay, we expected that. We expected that figure to sell because we had it sold. So we expect something. Give us something totally different and see that, let's see if it'll sell. Let's see if people will gravitate to it.
Yeah, now, they'll be like, let's see how your Paul Atreides does. Let's see how your Neo from the new Matrix does.
Now, if that Paul Atreides is dope, though, bro,
I bet
if it looks like KG, people will basically buy it.
There's a separate head sculpt with KG's like this on there.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing. It's something totally. And you got to remember, like I said, if they're talking about doing this Bane, I can use a good Bane. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could definitely use a good Bane. You know what I mean? I would definitely gravitate.
Bane's almost in the category of the Joker, though, I feel like, where it's just kind of like Bane will sell because he's people are gonna buy Bane.
That should have been the second figure, honestly.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it might be. Like, it sounds like John was saying that is probably going to be next. Like, they might make a Bane because if they that's the 2 heavy hitters. Like, if you start with Joker and Bane, you've come out swinging. Like, those are the 2 heavy hitters I feel like that they have right now.
Yeah, I feel with Bane, you almost need to have him a second torso, like entire torso.
I think they will.
Yeah,
I think that's how the way.
Swappable arms because that means you're going to have a joint here.
I think what they would do, Optical, would be to make it a 2-pack like what they did here and give you the sleeveless look and then the coat look, like 2-pack. I think that's what they'll do, and they'll charge you not quite as much because there's no hair. There's no rooted hair, right? So say maybe it's a 2-pack and it's $750, right? Like that might be something they do. Right. Because the body, they'll be like, oh, the body is seamless. That's why it's
like if they can do a torso swap, just the torso itself.
Yeah, that might work.
Swap it out. I don't know, maybe, but you're right. Maybe a 2-pack would work, but I don't know how. Bane is popular, not Joker popular.
He's not Joker, but
he's not Joker. Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
No,
but he's still
pretty. He's still
up
there.
Yeah. So, guys, I have one final question for you tonight. With Queen and JND, what they're going to bring out, right? With Hot Toys, that's a big point of contention for some. Like, a lot of people really like posing their 1/6. It's one of the reasons to get into 1/6 because you can do what you want with them, right? Do we care as much about articulation for Queen and 1/6? Because their whole thing is, right, like premium, right? So it's more so the lifelike aspect, like the realism and the likeness itself. Do we care as much about the articulation with these figures. I'll start with you, Optical, on this one. Do you, I know you and Leo are probably bigger posers than myself, but do you care as much about this Joker and other figures with articulation, or are you just looking for like the realism?
To an extent, because I always feel like that's why I bought an action figure, not a statue. To an extent, I want to move it, but within a reasonable expectation. And that's where Hot Toys kind of like put us in our place now. You get something like Ant-Man or Batman, you kind of know you can't post them, but we still buy them, because they look cool. Like that Dark Knight DX12 can, they can't move their legs, but we still buy them. So we to some degree of articulation, I'm okay with it. I'm willing to sacrifice some movement. Because I understand, if you're in this game for a long time, you understand, at certain points they got to use a certain material to look that way and all that stuff. So I'm not looking for miracles between JND and Queen. However, that's a bit concerning because if they start tackling those figures who has a more complicated outfit, they're new to this. Hot Toys, again, been doing this for years. So they kind of like mastered, the art of doing this. Now they're gonna go through growing pains because their statues does not move. It's stay in static pose and they're sculpted. But yeah, do I care as much? If they're somewhat like Hot Toys, I'll be okay with it. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So Leo, what do you think, man? Because I know you're big into posing, and if we start going deep into these Queen Studios and JND figures, if the price is right, I'm wondering if the posability, that might be something hopefully we can ask John on Sunday. But what do you think? Do you, are you still caring a lot about the articulation with these figures?
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, because that's what I like to do. I like to pose the figures, articulation. And the thing is, I want to see if, anything is restricting, if they actually have, taking it easy on, the tailoring to a point where, you can have movement, that it's more realistic. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. I do. That's probably one of the biggest, questions for me is, how's the articulation? You know what I mean? Is there any restriction because of tailoring? You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, because you want to be able to, like I was telling people on the other, channel, or my on Figure Flex Friday, I actually found a 1/6 scale cop car.
Oh,
like literally.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could put Joker in that.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I
Okay.
need to know how the articulation is going to be. I need to know. You know what I mean? So yeah. You know what I mean? Or even like, a waist pivot. If you want to basically say, for instance, that scene, one of the dopest scenes I've ever seen in cinema, in the history of cinema, is how the camera pans when, Batman's on the bat pod, Joker standing in the middle of the street, and he's like, come on, come on, come on. He doesn't hit him.
Right.
The way the bike swerves around and you see Joker turn around, if you freeze that scene, bro, it is phenomenal because of the angles, how they actually shot that scene. So suppose, just imagine, you want waist pivot. You want to see the head turn around to the side. You want a bit of not too much articulation. And then here's the thing. It doesn't have to be over articulated because there's not a lot of interaction that he had with Batman that garnished that, because most of the time he was getting his ass whooped, and he liked it. But you know what I mean? It's still, I want to have the level of articulation that even in a museum pose, it's going to have some type of a presence, or it doesn't look too, off the rack. I want it to look really, really good. So yeah, articulation is literally important to me when it comes to this. I mean, I want to know. I don't really care about the fingers or the hands, really articulating that much. That's really not a problem to me. But I do want to make sure that everything else, gives me that satisfaction. I mean, imagine if you get like a 6 scale money throne and you want to put him on top of it with half of it burning, that would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? But you still need the articulate. Now, go back real quick.
Is it this?
A little bit more. Go back again. Yeah, right here. So
Yeah.
apparently, I mean, you can see that he does sit, and the articulation is cool without any type of restraint. So I'm just hoping that's how it's going to actually be. But yeah, it looks good, bro. Like from the way I see it right now, this looks really, really good, and I'm hype about it. So we'll have to see. But yes, to answer your question, yeah, articulation is extremely important.
Yeah,
to me,
it definitely does matter. So Carlos, thanks so much, Carlos. $5 super chat. He said, "I heard the sitting Joker can't stand and the standing Joker can't sit." I think he's trolling us. I think he's trolling us, but it wouldn't matter necessarily because you probably wouldn't sit him in the coat anyway. So I don't know why I would change it because the rest of the outfit's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I think he's trolling us, but it's fine. Carlos, we still love you, even though you're a troll. So with this figure, yeah, I'm with you guys. Posing and articulation still does matter because it's kind of one of the main reasons for buying a 1/6, you know, for being able to pose it and, you know, create your own scene and create your own vibe with it, you know? So for sure, I think it's one of those that it definitely does matter. So it's something hopefully we'll be able to ask John on Sunday and say, hey man, like articulation still does matter. I know you're going for that realism thing, but it's not a statue, so you can still pose. And you know, like layout, I know others were asking like with the arms, are you able to pose the wrists and like, you know, things like that. Like I don't know if that's gonna be a thing or not. So I guess, and I'm assuming most of the figures won't have that because Optical and I were talking about this, I think, or maybe me and Carlos. Like for Legolas, you wouldn't need the arms like that. Because it's covered, so you wouldn't need it. But for Joker with the sleeves rolled up, obviously you do. So I think it's a figure by figure, case by case basis, you know. So yeah, but I saw someone else drop the comment too. Victor was saying they should go with Bane and then a Joaquin Joker. A Joaquin Joker with the rooted hair, I think, would also be a hot ticket. You know, it's not Heath Ledger Joker, but I do think considering the market wants one and they've been so desperate for one, Hot Toys just decided not to do it. I think there's availability there. There's an opening. But guys, what an amazing show. Thanks so much. Like I said, the OG3 back together, bro. The OG3. But so Leao, what is coming up on your channel, man? On 1/6 scale, man.
So Sunday we actually have Collectors Lounge International. That's at 12:00 p.m. So yeah, we sit around. It's me, Figure Focus, and Cam's Collections. We sit around and we actually talk about collecting, but you know, we also talk about, you know, collecting all over the world, diversity in collecting, you know, finding out where everyone's at, whether they're collecting, and you know, apparently, I think possibly we'll have like a collector of the week this Sunday. So that's, you know, be determined. We'll see. So tune in for that. That's 12 p.m. on Sunday. And then at 4:30, we have Take Your Position. That will be on Iron Logan's channel. It'll be back on my channel the following week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Of course, Monday is normally Comic Book Talk with Friends, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this Monday. I might skip and do it the following week. Wednesday is Say What. So we will be back at our regularly scheduled time on Wednesdays at 9:15. So stay tuned for that. Then of course, I think we'll have Uncivilized Scoundrels this Thursday on the channel. And that's at 9:15. And then back for Figure Flex Friday next Friday, and that's at 7:00. So yeah, this is how it's going to round out the actual week. So yeah, I can't wait. And we'll be on your channel on Sunday.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, Collectors Mingle. So yeah, that's it's gonna be dope. Just can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Like I said, we'll have Queen Studios. I sent John the questions ahead of time, so hopefully that should help. So we can kind of prepare and make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
So
and real quick though, I do have the Classic Suit Spider-Man video dropping.
Ooh,
So that'll be this weekend as well. So stay tuned for that. That's the, you know, Take Your Position video on that one. And also I have the my Black Squad, my Black and Gold Squad video dropping probably Tuesday. And that's with you know, the Black and Gold Suit Spider-Man, Ronin, and Killmonger. So stay tuned for that.
Nice, dude. That all sounds awesome. And Optical, thanks again for joining, man. As always, what's coming up on Optical 20's channel?
Well, just to let people know, Hot Toys already did to a what do you call that, jointed hands on the wrist. This one.
Oh, the Pennywise. It is true, bro. The Pennywise
no
severed arm. They did technically do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't peg in anywhere.
It doesn't peg in because it's just here. But no, I got 85 coming up now. Mark 85. The Battle Damage. Just got that. And Jamie Lannister. And I think that's it. I'm probably gonna get Bro Thor, but I don't know. I'm trying to hold off. I don't want to buy it.
Don't do it, bro. Because I think we're in the period of a little bit of a lull right now where we're just waiting for things to come out. So you want to buy something. Yeah. So you're like, Sideshow's trying to entice you, like, hey, 10% off. 10% off. You want it. You're like, but you don't really want it.
Dude, Will, you got Battle Damage Mark 85. I kind of feel like I got to put Bro Thor
in. Nah, man, just I put him next to Infinity War Thor.
You got Infinity War Thor.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, oh,
dude,
man, I got to give him justice.
I don't know if you got Battle Damage 85 yet. That shit is a masterpiece.
I'll have it. It's coming, but I got it through Underground, so I probably won't
Mm.
get it until like next month.
I
or
was
something
lucky
like
because
that.
Sideshow hasn't shipped everyone's out yet, but I got mine early
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
yeah.
So I did pre-order day one, but I'm sure a lot of people did. So
Yeah.
but yeah, man, that I can just tell you, Optical. I know you said you like the clean version a little bit better though, right?
I don't know, man. It's just like when I put them side by side, I kind of like the clean version better.
Really? That's fair though. That's fair. I
Yeah.
let Battle Damage. That's
The
one of the
head sculpt
best.
is amazing though.
That's
Head
one of
sculpt
that
is
Battle Damage 85. It's I think one of the best figures in my collection. Like I think is absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's really the head sculpt layout is really good. The battle damage, I get supposedly I was talking to Carlos about this. Supposedly the back of the armor not being battle damage is accurate. That is how it is in the film. So
really?
and the mask not being battle damage is accurate too because he didn't really have it on for that long.
Yeah.
It's just like a little weird.
Right.
Because like everything else is kind of like dark. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's kind of burnt, and then that's not. You know,
Yeah.
I get what the people were saying.
Right.
You know, but it was just I looked and was like, yeah, that's kind of odd.
But
hey,
yeah, but everyone's gonna put him in the snapping pose. I mean, unless you get a second one and then you have him battle damage fighting or whatever. But I can just tell you, Lael, that head sculpt, man, is
It's worth
seriously
it?
incredible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Optical agrees, but I put him top of my shelf right in the middle, man. It's, I don't have him kneeling though, because it didn't, like I showed Optical, it didn't quite look right because all my other figures are standing. So I
Right.
still have him snapping, but I just have him standing up.
Okay.
there's a lot of Brothor approval. on the
Brothor
chat.
approval in the chat?
Brothor in the chat.
Oh, Romarina said Brothor's cool. He's in an
Yeah.
airport though. He's disoriented, so it's fine. He's been flying all day. But guys, yeah, be on the lookout. We'll have John from Queen Studios on Sunday at 8. At least that's the plan. He told me that we had already booked that, so I'm messaging him and reaching out, but we should confirm that soon. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the plan. So he'll be on. We'll have a bunch of questions for him, a great panel. These guys
Okay.
will be on there with me. And yeah, and then we got, let's see, what else are we doing? Lael's show on next Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'll be on Anthony's show tomorrow, Lael. I think you're going to
Oh
be on that.
yeah, that's tomorrow night. I forgot about that.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 9. So we'll be on that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And there'll
Oh
be
yeah,
other things.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh
as
yeah, he's in the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian season 3. So I can't
Yep. Yeah, dude. I wonder what role he's gonna play.
wait. I don't know. We'll see.
He's the Mandalorian now. Exactly. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining. That's another wrap for Lights Camera Collect. Don't forget that these episodes are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify now. So you can listen to them there. They're free. Just download them there if you want to listen to them. You can also obviously watch on YouTube. We'll stream it live every Friday at 9:30. And yeah, you can also listen back to it on Apple if you're driving or working out or something. So it's on there. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining. We'll catch you in the next one. See you next Friday at 9:30. Don't forget, Queen Studios interview this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Let's go.
See you guys.